You're welcome. This is the Messiah Revelation Ministry, and we are a prophetic ministry dedicated to the end times. Today, we are looking at the clocks. Two clocks. One is the clock of human beings, and one is the clock of God. Both clocks, they are ticking. The clock of God is ticking, and the coming of the Lord is very close. And today we are looking at a particular clock, the Doomsday Clock. It is a clock that is designed to alert the world about what the events of the world show. And the Doomsday Clock was developed by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. And they operate the Doomsday Clock. And at the time of making this video, we are 85 seconds from midnight. And when we are in midnight by the Doomsday Clock, then it means that everything is over. The world has come to an end, or the world is coming to an end. And so they are using the Doomsday Clock as a guide to help the world assess the conditions that we are in. And where are we in terms of the Doomsday Clock? We are 85 seconds from midnight. And that is the determination by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, those who developed the Doomsday Clock as a way of warning the world about the coming apocalypse. We are 85 seconds from midnight. Midnight is the worst scenario. And if you are 85 seconds, only 85 seconds from midnight, it means that we are actually approaching the doomsday. We are approaching the apocalypse. The atomic scientists consider three key factors in reaching the conclusion that we are 85 seconds from midnight. One, they look at the state of nuclear weapons, and two, they also look at climate conditions, climate change, a high level of carbon dioxide emission, and lastly, they also look at artificial intelligence. And the three key factors. They are controlling the destiny of the world, development of nuclear weapons, and the changes in the climatic changes. People call it global warming, but we are talking about Bible prophecy. The prophets foretold these climatic conditions. They are all signs of the end of this. And it is not just environmental catastrophe that we are facing. The Lord is speaking through the sun, the moon, and the stars. And the weather is a witness of God. And the weather is warning us that we are approaching the last days. When we talk about artificial intelligence, it's very interesting that the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, they consider recent development in artificial intelligence as one of the critical factors controlling the end of the world. And how do you compare nuclear weapons with artificial intelligence? Some people even believe that artificial intelligence is more dangerous than nuclear weapons. To some extent, nations have been able to control nuclear proliferation and nuclear weapon escalations, but artificial intelligence has brought a new phenomenon, and it is worse than nuclear weapons. Artificial intelligence is spreading false information, is increasing deception in the world, And the Lord warned us about deception. The Lord warned us about technology. The prophet Daniel talked about increase in knowledge in the end times. And so when we're talking about artificial intelligence, we are talking about Daniel's prophecy about the end times. Nuclear weapons, um, climatic change or climate change, and artificial intelligence. They are all converging at the same time, and they are controlling the apocalypse that is going to come. They will work at the same time. Nuclear weapons, of course, will affect the climate, affect the weather, and artificial intelligence will also affect the weather. It will also affect nuclear proliferation. It will affect wars and rumors of war. And artificial intelligence is part of technology. Of course, it's the same antichrist technologies that will lead the world to the mark of the beast. As the atomic scientists are pondering over the doomsday clock, and as they have witnessed dramatic changes in global conditions, and the worst time in the 80-year history of the development of the concept of the doomsday clock 80 years ago. And this is the worst time that they have seen, 85 seconds from midnight. And all those things are happening. And as we look at the conditions in the world, the treaty between America and Russia regarding nuclear weapons, strategic arms reduction treaty, and treaty about nuclear weapons. The treaty is expiring, and we are not sure whether the treaty will be renewed. And if it is renewed at all, what will be the other conditions and the other issues that will be discussed in the future, and what will guide the relationship between Russia and NATO at a time when there is no nuclear agreement between the two major superpowers, Russia and United States. The treaty is expiring, and the world is in danger of nuclear apocalypse. As we are talking about nuclear apocalypse, we should remember that the weapons of apocalypse are now in place, and we focus mainly on Russia. And here we have the Satan II missiles in terms of potential destructive capability. And the Satan II missiles can destroy a territory as large as the state of Texas. It can destroy a territory as large as Great Britain or France, and that is the Satan II missiles. Russia also has nuclear powered drones, Poseidon nuclear drones, and they can lurk in the oceans for a long time. And when activated, the drones can destroy entire coastal cities, and potentially it can destroy the east coast of United States if the drones are activated. And Russia is also boasting about the Oreshnik missiles. The Oreshnik missiles was used in Ukraine, and we saw the impact of the Oreshnik missiles. The missiles are theoretically unstoppable, and no defense system in the world will be able to stop the Oreshnik missiles. And it has nuclear capability. And so all those factors control nuclear weapons. Nations have made the development of nuclear weapons as an instrument of foreign policy. And so now we are in the last days. We are watching the development in the world as we are only 85 seconds away from midnight. Artificial intelligence is one of the factors that was considered by the atomic scientists. And artificial intelligence has increased the risk of miscalculation, whether we are talking about war or any other thing on in the world. Artificial intelligence has also spread misinformation in the world, and misinformation is related to deception. Artificial intelligence is deceptive because it can be manipulated to cause misinformation to spread globally. And it's very prophetic because the Messiah talked about deception in the last days. And he repeated it in the discourse in Olivet. And he said that don't let anybody deceive you. The Messiah talked about deception 3 times in Matthew 24. Matthew 24, verse 4, Matthew 24, verse 11, and Matthew 24, verse 24. The Messiah is talking about deception, and artificial intelligence is increasing the deception in the world, is spreading a lot of misinformation, and it's a platform that will be used by the Antichrist. And as the Antichrist implements the mark of the beast. We are very close to the apocalypse, and objectively speaking, the Doomsday Clock is our guide. But apart from the Doomsday Clock, we have the clock of God. The clock of God shows that we are in the last days, and all these events, they coincide with Bible prophecy. They show the convergence of prophetic signs. Nuclear weapons is linked to the prophecy about war and rumors of war. And Ukraine is an example. U.S. War with Iran, of course, is a guide, is a sign of the end of the world. And if you see Americans' armada in the Middle East, in the Persian Gulf, and if you see USS Abraham Lincoln nuclear-powered aircraft carrier in the Persian Gulf, we are all seeing the era of war and rumors of war, not only theory, but we are seeing war actually going on in the world. So the clock, the Doomsday Clock, is a guide. 85 seconds to midnight. Nuclear weapons escalation. Artificial intelligence and its potential for miscalculation, even nuclear miscalculation. And climatic change. Of course, they call it climatic change, but we call it God's warning about the sun, the moon, and the stars. There will be changes in the sun, the moon, and the stars before the dreadful day of the Lord. And that is the prophecy given by the prophet Joel. And Timothy also talked about another time in the end times. We will be living in perilous times. And so when you hear the Doomsday Clock, when you hear that the Doomsday Clock shows we are 85 seconds to midnight, of course, it's a Bible prophecy. We are living in perilous time, convergence of Bible prophecy. And Iran is in issue. Iran is a major power discussed in Ezekiel chapter 38. And we see the specter of direct confrontation between nuclear Iran and nuclear United States. We are all watching it, and the clock of the atomic scientists show we are 85 from midnight. The clock of the Lord shows that The final trumpet of heaven has sounded. I've already made videos about it, something that was revealed, a secret that was revealed to me in a vision on August 27, 2013. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded. It's time for us to repent and take stock of what is happening in the world. The convergence of end time Bible prophecies, we see it, and then we see end time players and nations in plain sight. We see United States, the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. We see Iran, a nation specifically identified in the Ezekiel chapter 38 prophecy regarding the future invasion of the land given to the chosen of God. And we see artificial intelligence, a precursor to the technologies that will be used by the Antichrist, even to devise a system which will control how we buy and sell. The mark of the beast that will take billions of people to the lake of fire. We are in perilous times, and we are in doom days. We are facing the apocalypse, 85 seconds from midnight. We don't know how many seconds we are from the clock of God, but the clock of God is already showing us the signs that we are in the last days, and we have to repent as we take stock of what is happening in the world. Nations will talk about peace, peace, and when they talk about peace, peace, there will be sudden destruction. No one can bring peace in the world. It's the Prince of Peace who is coming, who will bring peace to the world. And the conditions are such that nobody will be able to bring peace. Not even the Antichrist will be able to bring peace in the world. It's the Messiah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, who will bring peace in the world. And his time is coming. The doomsday clock is your warning. 85 seconds from midnight, but the clock of God is actually ticking, and the Lord will do nothing except that he reveals his secrets to his servants, the prophets. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded. The doomsday clock is our guide, 85 seconds from midnight. But we don't know how many seconds are we from the coming of the Lord. When you come in the clouds of heaven, and all eyes will see him, and all the nations of the world will mourn because of him. Are you prepared? You need to be prepared, because we are facing the doomsday, the eternal doomsday. Thank you for watching this video.